Welcome to another episode of the Roughly Related to Reselling podcast. My name is Perry Phillips. I go by Perry Flips on Instagram. Follow me. It's with a Z. Flips and Giggles on Facebook, eBay, and whatnot. And yeah, if you like the podcast, make sure you subscribe, tell a friend. Make sure you leave a review. If you like the show, leave a nice review. It helps me out tremendously, and I definitely appreciate it. And if you need some help with your books, I hope that you would think of me and use promo code GIGGLES to get 15% off on My Reseller Genie. My Reseller Genie is so you get 15% off their software for a few, so you get like a discount for a few months, and then it's 15% off their bookkeeping course. So you learn how to keep your books correctly. And I am an affiliate for them, so I appreciate that. And it's a bookkeeping software for resellers, basically. Essentially, that's all it is for resellers. So if you're a reseller, it comes in very handy, really easy to use. And I just left my tax guy today, and he didn't have to go over. I mean, he went over the numbers and stuff with me, but he didn't have to ask me for any information. All of the stuff was clear, written out. Like, I had all my stuff for my business ready to go. And, so that was huge. Let's start the show up. I'm recording this later than I normally do. I usually record in the afternoon, and it's about 5 o'clock right now, so I gotta finish this up and then go make dinner. So I'm in my new chair. This isn't a permanent setup. The video still hasn't come out because I was having issues just getting the audio to upload. So I'm hoping that's not like a sign of things to come with the new podcast host that I'm using. So that's why the episode was late. So there'll be 2 episodes this week. This one should be out today, Wednesday, barring any setbacks. But yeah, that's why it was supposed to come out last week. I recorded it last Wednesday on time, and for whatever reason, I could not get it to upload. So then I finally figured, I was like, I'll try on the computer, and it started working. So I was like, all right, sweet. And then it just would not upload. And it was like one of those things where, I kept finding it, I was on the iPad and I was like, all right, let me check for an update. There was an update. So I did the update. I'm like, all right, that's sure to work. And in between this, I'm doing other things. So I'm kind of it's getting forgotten about because I'm trying to do a million things. And so finally, I got a hold of them, and they were able to get my account squared away. And I got the episode uploaded, but I'm still working on getting the video to work. I haven't tried again. I wanted to make sure I got the audio uploaded. I haven't had a time to sit down and play with it, so I'm going to try to get that done today. I apologize that was, late. So I talked to you guys last week about a big competition, and I was preparing this week to be like, we didn't make it, guys. So I didn't even there wasn't a lot of information given to me. I happened to go into this guy's show, and he was talking about it, and he was like, if you want to be a contestant, reach out to me. And it's a competition I've heard about. I've seen other people competing. I know it's a major deal. I know I've been in the rooms when people are in those competitions, and there's hundreds of people in there. So I was like, all right, I'm down. I'll do it. And mind you, I figured, maybe we would get in, but I told you the guy replied to me. He replied last week. He said, I see strength. That's all he said. And so, I tried to play it cool, and I just said, appreciate that. Look forward to hearing from you. And then he reached back and asked me if these 3 dates would work. I checked with my wife. Of course, she's working 2 out of the 3 days. But we're not going to be on vacation or anything like that. So I was like, yeah, definitely around. And, but didn't hear anything back. And so then I just happened to like look down and see that dude was live, and it said announcing the contestants. So I was like, oh shit, I should jump in there. And I'm assuming like he talked to people before, so I'm like, oh man, like, you know, he didn't say anything to me before, because he had said that he had some conversations with some of the contestants, and so I was, you know, just waiting. And so then he said, eventually, after a few minutes, he was like, you know, nobody has seen this list. I'm the only one who knows who's on this list. A couple of people know that they're already accepted. He said, I think 2 people out of 32 knew that they were accepted. And so he was going through the whole list. And man, it was getting towards the end. It was like, I think we were the 3rd from the last. And my wife came upstairs. She was watching it on her phone. And I was like, I don't think that we're going to get this. And it was, it was one of those things where it's like, it's kind of a huge relief, because it's a huge, huge deal. It's going to be a lot of work. I have a full day tomorrow between like dad stuff. I got to go get my eyes looked at, just because I've been blind forever and I need new glasses. So I got to go do that. And then I've got to go pick up my kid like right after that. And then we have, the fuck do we have tomorrow? We've got like an open house thing at the school at night, and then we've got a whatnot at night. So tomorrow is going to be like, a lot of the days are going to be like that. And I'm going to, I made an appointment. There's an estate sale this weekend. So she was like, oh, if you can make an appointment. So I reached out to her. I was like 6 hours after she did it. She posted it. And this was at like 6 a.m. So I don't know how many people saw what she posted. And she posted it like only in one thing. So I'm hoping that I'm the first one to take a look. But who knows? I won't know until tomorrow. So I got to run over and do that in between all of this. So it's going to be a busy day for sure. This chair is a bad idea for this podcast. I keep forgetting it's video, and I just keep twirling, and it's not going to be good for for the show. But anyway, so yeah, I'm going to meet up with a friend this weekend. He's got a bunch of designer shit that he's been wanting to sell me. So I'm going to go meet up with him and make a deal on all that stuff. I don't want to say all of my tricks, just in case. I don't know how deeply people are competing, but we're going to have some good shit. Like, I'm going to be pulling from my personal collection. It's going to be high value stuff. Everything's starting at $1, so it's kind of scary. But it's a crazy opportunity, and it's going to, it's going to elevate the podcast. It's going to elevate our whatnot following. It's going to elevate the money we're bringing in. Our shows already have been, slowly ticking up. eBay's been pretty steady. The only problem right now is I'm finding it hard to list stuff on eBay, because I'm like, this is stuff that we could sell on this whatnot. Like, we're going to have to sell this stuff on this whatnot if we want any chance of winning. So luckily, I loaded up last week. So I've got a ton of cool t-shirts. I've got, I'm going to be doing like Pokemon card slabs. I'm going to be doing, like Kobe Bryant rookie cards, Michael Jordan card. Like, I'm busting out shit from my collection that like I don't really want to sell, but it's going to be worth it. So last year, the winner, I think, did like 24 to 29. I can't remember the number. It was like 20 something thousand, and 1,300 sold in 55 minutes. So the first round is 25 minutes. Second round is 35 minutes. Fourth round is 55 minutes. And so, we're going to have stuff to sell each show. And so I don't think we have a shortage of stuff, but I really don't want to clear out my entire collection. So I'm kind of thinking outside the box. So I have an idea, for how we can pull this off. But it's one of those like risky, like the move that I made in the fantasy playoffs where I chose the toughest opponent, over the easiest opponent. It's going to be like, have to be like that level of a move. And everybody's going to either be like, yo, this guy is fucking a genius, or like this guy just really fucking dropped the ball. But more times than not, my ideas turn out to be better than not. So that's all I'll say about that. I'm getting a crew together to help, family members, friends. So we're gonna have like an efficient line. We're tweaking our shipping process. I've been trying to pay attention to how the bigger sellers do it. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of work. I got to work on getting some sponsorships for giveaways. Like I want to try to do that. So man, it's at the end of the day, it's a great opportunity either way. Like as long as we look like we can bring it, we're gonna be fine. We're still gonna get a ton of followers. We're gonna sell a shitload of stuff, make a bunch of money, and it's obviously a great opportunity. But I really want to win. Like, I want to fucking smash. And I've seen some of the competition. I've checked in on some of them. Try to check in on as many of them as I can, just to kind of see what we're up against. And the first three I saw, I think I can beat. Just by the look in their eye. You know what I mean? Like I'm a grinder, man. It's going to be a lot of work. But I'm mentally preparing myself for it. It's going to be a lot of balance, because I can't allow this to alienate myself from my family. And also I can't let it crush my eBay business. So, I've been just doing a lot of plotting and thinking, and last week, this when I was talking about this last week, it was just kind of oh, there's a competition on whatnot, maybe I'll get in. And now this week it's it's a totally different thing, because it's everybody wants to be a part. If you're on whatnot and you're a seller, you're a new seller, everybody is wanting to be on this show. And so it's, it's not something I take lightly. It's not, I've never had a competition where I've tried, except for football. You know what I mean? I tried at football, but I just, athletically, I was just not as athletically gifted as the other people. And I feel like I closed my eyes a lot during football. I think back to playing football, and I felt like I closed my eyes more than I should have, and not for just as a natural reaction. I was still making hits and shit like that, but I think a lot of the time I had my eyes closed. Sorry, that was just a random. So yeah, I'm not gonna have my eyes closed this time. Yeah. So when I'm competing, I'm it's gonna be hard to stop us. I've got a lot of cool ideas on how, because it's total sold. There's going to be a round winner each time, and you get points. And so there's going to be total sold, total items sold, and then new buyers. So we're going to be doing, as many giveaways as we can, giving away cool shit. Running sales. So we've got to learn a whole new kind of system of selling, after already learning a whole new system of selling. So I've got Amy, trying to get faster. She's going to have help. we just are starting to do work on a new system. So this is actually for tomorrow night's show. If you can see the CDs behind me, of course you can see. So I picked up some CDs a couple weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago at that town-wide yard sale. It was like the only thing I actually found at the town-wide yard sale. And it's a ton of classic rock. And so I picked that up and scheduled a show. And then I remembered that my neighbor, his wife, had passed away like last year. So he had a ton of CDs, and I went and picked those up. And he told one of our other neighbors, and she had a bunch of CDs, so she gave me a little box of CDs. So I've got like, and they had like shit that you would be like, when the guy gave me his wife's CDs, because they were like an older couple, and she had some shit. It was like obscure, like southern rock and like hard metal, and it was fucking crazy. I was like, holy shit. So we've got a ton of CDs to blow through, and so I'm excited. Yeah, there's also a prize in this competition for most bookmarks on the show. So like if you are listening to this right now and you are a fan of the show and you are a supporter of mine and you are on Whatnot, go and bookmark our May 18th show. We're doing a May 14th show, which it's like a preview show that some of the other sellers were like, let's do this preview show. And like it's good because people can kind of see what you've got, but also it's like we're trying to get all these bookmarks for this show, and now we're adding another show with the same thumbnail. I just think it's kind of like, I'm not really worried about the bookmarks. Some people are already like have double what I have, like 50 bookmarks, and some people have like, I saw somebody who has like 120. Like I'm not really tripping on the bookmarks. There's going to be, the audience is going to be there. I'm going to get as many bookmarks as I can. And, who knows? It's still a ways away. But I'm going to try to get as many bookmarks as I can. But I'm not really tripping on bookmarks. I want to sell shit. I want to sell as much stuff as I can and fucking dominate these people. I want to go out of the first round, like, where people are like, fuck, man, like, we have to, like, we're going to have to compete if we want to win this thing, because there's a possibility that this dude's going to win round 2 and round 3. That's just the mentality that I am taking going into it. If I don't, I'll let those fucking thoughts creep in where it's like, you can't do this. So I got to be like, nah, I got this, So I'm excited. I got some family members that are going to come help me, see what I do. And, it's been a wild fucking year. Wild fucking year. So, anything's possible. I don't know if I'm considered an underdog. I went into the chat of the guy who's running the show today. He had a big show today. And man, I could not, he was shouting out every other person that was in this seller thing, competition, that was in that room. He was shouting them out. And he was in my room the other night, and I was going back and forth with him. I had, it wasn't even the other night, it was the other morning. Because we did a bead show in the morning, and he came in. I was going back and forth with them, and like, it's all ladies in the bead show. Like, I'm the only dude in there, so they like to like fucking give me shit, and like, it's fun. Like, I kind of make fun of myself and make it easier for them to feel comfortable making fun of me. And like, they, for whatever reason, a lot of them like don't either not dislike men, but they just have like that, boomer fucking women, boys drool, girls rule fucking nonsense. Or like, you got to pick somebody just because it's a woman, that mentality. So I kind of like, play into that. I'm like, fucking stupid Perry. But it's a good time. You know what I mean? Like, I have a good time, and a lot of them are really cool. I mean, most of them are really cool. It's just, in a room full of women, you got to have a dude to kind of defend you sometimes. So he was in there, and then I went into his room today, and like I could not get this dude to shout me out. I was saying what's up. I bought a bless the chat thing, like a sponsorship, and then like I didn't see that there was a higher tier one. I would have gone to the higher tier, and I already spent like 20 on the sponsorship. So then he was going to like the bigger sponsorships first, and then like I just could not. Every time he was on the screen, I would say what's up or something, like not like a fucking try hard way, but just like organically. And I could not get this dude to even shout me out. And then finally I tipped him, and he fucking was like, all he said was like, oh, season 3, like the other people, he like went in depth. So I was like, God damn, does this dude just like have confidence in me, or does he like upset that he chose me? See, those are those thoughts. Those are those fucking thoughts that you gotta just boom, push out. Doesn't matter. I'm here. I don't need to worry about what he thinks. He's not buying from me. He might buy from me. He probably will buy from me because I got good shit. But, you know, it's one of those things. Anyway, we had a bead show like 2 days ago, the Beatles. And, yeah, they came in and it's a good time. It's always a good time. We did like 500 in sales. So I think I cleared like 400 something. And it was 2 hours, like, and we still have so much bead stuff. So we've just been running through that stuff randomly, and like I posted the show I think the night before, like at like 9 o'clock, and then we had the show at 9:30 the next morning. And yeah, I mean, it's very rare that like something doesn't sell, so we are always constantly selling that stuff. So it's nice to have that stuff because we kind of have to save the other stuff for the show. But yeah, you know, so yard sales this week are going to be crucial. The next 2 weeks, like it's going to be, my kids are going to hate me the weekend and they're with me. Not that like we're separated, but like my wife works every other weekend. So like this weekend I'm solo. Oh, I fucking love being solo. So I might have to expand my radius. There's not much for sales. But I have a friend who's up near Boston that that's the one with the designer shit. So I got to drive up and meet up with him and pick up some shit from him. And hopefully that stuff's going to help us win. And then, you know, because all these people are doing like storage unit finds. You know, a lot of the people that I'm going up against are, you know, people who do storage unit finds. I'm curating like good shit, and I'm getting it dirt cheap. And I also have a fucking crazy collection. Like, I'm going to be going into my video games because I have so many that I just don't even play. Pick out some of the higher value ones and like run those. I'm going to try to do like the stuff that needs to be described, run those as like buy it now, and then do like the brand new stuff, do those at auction, because those are stuff that you don't have to really say anything about. You just go brand new, here you go, boom. So it's a lot of planning. We're going to do a dry run, you know, to get our timing down. Like, you know, I'm trying to think of this as like a football coach, like from a football coach mentality. So, you know, anyway, that's all I'll talk about that for now. I might go back to it in a little bit, but you know, it's a big opportunity. So I'm sorry I just spent like 25 minutes talking about it. It's just, you know, it's weird because I was kind of in like, when I woke up, because like we found out at night, and like I was already so tired, so like I did have a little bit of trouble falling asleep. But then when I woke up, it was kind of like after my mom died, there was like a period where I was just kind of like in a daze, like not in a daze, but just kind of like, you know, zoning out, like, you know, not really being able to kind of figure out what was going on, not like figure it out, like know what was going on, but like put the pieces together of like, okay, like what do I have to do? Like, you know, there's a lot of shit that's got to be done, that type of thing. And so it was almost like a similar feeling of like, you know, oh wow, like I don't even know what to do. And then finally it's like, it's almost like in the movies when like a flashbang goes off and you, like, it's just, there's that loud like tinnitus hissing sound. and not hissing, but like, squealing, whatever, high pitched squealing. And then all of a sudden, like, their fucking buddy's like, come on, we gotta fucking go. And he hears them. It's kind of like that, where you're just kind of like, oh shit. Like, so that's the last thing I'll say about that. Yard sales this Saturday were a lot better. What did I do Saturday? Where did I go? So, I remember. So there was a sale that had said that he had like pictures of a ton of video games. And I was like thinking I was going to go there, and it was a hike. It was about 45 minutes. And so then I was like, all right, there's got to be something else. So then I found another one, and he was like, I've got vintage t-shirts, video games, like, the video games didn't look great, but I'm sure he had a ton more that weren't in the pictures. And it said he had a bunch of Harley shirts. So, I had to take my kids. So I, got them out as early as I could. I was like 5 minutes too late, like not too late, but like 5 minutes later than I should have been. Not even 5 minutes, but like I should have been there a little bit earlier. But when I got there was a lady digging through like one of the bins of t-shirts. There's an old fucking white lady, dude. It's always an old white lady. It's never like somebody who should be beating me to t-shirts. I mean, she should be beating me because she's old and gets up early, but like, it's never somebody who should be selling t-shirts. Like, so there was another like bin next to it. So I just went to that bin because like she wasn't going to stop me from looking in that bin. And so then like I started going through it. I got a ton of like Harley. There was some cool vintage other ones. I really wish I had gotten there a couple minutes earlier. Like, I had the kids. It wasn't really like, an excuse. I should have gotten up like 10 minutes earlier, but it's hard to get up in the morning. And I wasn't expecting an old white lady to beat me, And so I got that stuff, and like at that point, all the resellers had left. Like, it's crazy how like once the video games are gone, they fucking dip out in this area. So I just like, I had all my t-shirts, I put those down, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna keep looking. So then I found some like Chanel sunglasses. Those look authentic. I gotta get them authenticated. Those will be in the show. I got some cool VHS, like good VHS, like, obscure horror, shit you can't find everywhere, like, good stuff. What else did I get? I got a bin of like 1960s Barbie stuff. So I got that. I got, what else did I get from there? I feel like that's it. I maybe got a couple other like random things. So I got the t-shirts, I got the VHS, yeah, and then just a couple random things. So then I went from there, and I went from there to, where the fuck did we go after that? I went to another sale that was so I thought it was on this side of the bridge, because there's a bridge to get to Cape Cod. I thought it was on this side of the bridge because there's a town near me, and sometimes it's on this side of the bridge, sometimes it's on the other. And I realized as I was getting on the bridge that, fuck, I'm going over the bridge. So luckily it was early enough, it didn't really take me out too long. And I got to the sale, and I saw the dude who buys vintage clothes. He was there. So I was like, all right, he's probably already, found the good vintage shit here. So I'm going to try and find something else. And I found like this light thing. It's like a light magic. It just says light magic under glass. And they were selling for like $500-$600. So I got that one. I did put that on eBay because that one's kind of like a tough whatnot sell. You know what I mean? It's like I could put it up at buy now, but it's like somebody's got to be specifically looking for that. And so I've got that one, and I got a couple other like hats, like brand new hats there too. So she gave me that, and then what else did I get? I think I got, yeah, I think that was it. Maybe one other thing from there. And then I went from that sale, booked it back over to like a neighborhood sale, and found some Legos at the first sale, some like dirty Monster High dolls, which I'm going to clean up and do in a bundle. And then I found at the last house, I walked up there, and there was like this kid. He was looking at my Legos when I was in another sale. So I knew he was looking for similar shit. So I went over, and he was like talking to her about Legos, and she was like, so So I was like, oh, do you have any video game stuff? Because I saw that she had like a Wii. And so she's like, oh, I do. I have more stuff. So she brings out a console and a bin of Xbox games for me to look at. And this fucking weirdo starts like trying to go through the games. And then she tells me she wants 5 a game. So I was like, I should have made a deal on everything once all the other people left. Like, because I probably could have got a good deal on what she had left. But like, you know, I was like, whatever. So I took the Xbox console she had, and then I got like a Wii and a Wii U, and this Yoda, this like talking interactive Yoda that's staring at me right now. So that's going to actually be in the whatnot as well. So I got that stuff there, and it was a good, like, it was one of those days, like every stop was worth it. And then the last sale I went to, it was a house that's like up the street from me, and they've had sales before, and like they never really have good shit. But I have gotten like, I got like a Nintendo Classic System from this guy one time, and so I get there like 15 minutes before they're supposed to open, and I'd driven by like a half hour before. There was 2 tables outside, but no signs of anybody. So I went and did a couple things. My daughter had to pee, so I stopped at the house so they could pee. It was like literally right up the street from my house. And then we went back over there. By the time I got back, there was other people waiting. So it's 10 o'clock now at this point, and the sale's supposed to start. There's a guy sitting in the driveway in the car, like half asleep. And one of the guys goes up and asks him, he's like, hey, are you like here for the sale? Like, is this your sale? And he's like, oh, I'm the sister's boyfriend or something. So he's like, I don't know why they're not starting. And so then everybody was like, oh, fuck this. Like, I'm leaving. So like everybody left. So I was like, all right, let's go. And I started driving. I got to the end of my street. It was like a long street. I get to the end of that street, and I was like, let me just go take one more loop back. Like, it's 10 o'clock. He should be getting up sometime soon. And everybody just left. So I turn around, I go back, and I get there, and he's outside, like, setting up. So I'm like, oh, fuck yeah. So I walk up, and I'm like, you know, he's like, oh, man, I fucking overslept. You could tell he's like a fucking crackhead or, like, you know, something. Like, he was on drugs last night. He was like, oh, I overslept because I was up pricing everything last night. I was like, yeah, you were up pricing everything while you were on fucking crack and meth. Like, and so I was like, oh, do you have any of this? And I said video games, and he was like, oh, he's like, I have video games, but they're not mine. I'm like, okay. So then he's like, kind of like, you know, talking about some other shit, blah, blah, blah. He just kept saying, yeah, I was up all night fucking doing the pricing, and half the stuff didn't even have stickers on it. So then, you know, I was like, all right, let me try and see what he's talking about with these video games. So I was like, did you say you have video games? Or he was like, oh, he's like, let me go ask him if he wants to sell them. So I was like, oh, fuck yeah. Like, I thought it was going to be a whole crackhead, like, game of telephone, you know? Like, so he was going to have to, like, find a payphone or like, ask me to borrow like, can I use your phone to fucking call my buddy on his pager? So then his buddy, so he comes out with a, like, trash bag. And of course, it's ripped, filled with, it's an Xbox 360, and Xbox One, which, you know, I'm not super thrilled about, but there was like probably 50 something games, and good games too. Like, some were sports, but, like, you know, a lot of them were good games. And so he was like, I was like, oh, how much you want for me? He's like, oh, $20. So I was like, sure. And as I was buying it, there was other people already walking up. I could tell that, you know, you can tell when people are looking at the shit you're buying. So I took that big ass bag, walked back to the car, and then that was it for the day. So it was a nice little, like, end cap. I'm glad I went back. It was like one of those things. I was like, man, I just, you know, I was just over there. It's like, it'll take 2 seconds to just loop around. Like, I basically did a big loop to come back around, you know, towards my house again. And then I went over to that house, and it was definitely worth it. But he definitely took that money and went and bought drugs. Like, he definitely, you know, he definitely went inside and started calling people to be like, hey man, like, I just got $20. But yeah, so it was, he didn't really have much else. You know, I went back the next day just to see if I had missed anything, and it was all, you know, crap. It was like nothing I would have wanted. So I got the best thing that they had, I think. And, yeah, that was the end of yard sale day for Saturday. Did I go somewhere Friday? Can't remember. I feel like I did go somewhere Friday, but Actually, I don't think there was anything going on Friday. All right, let me see what. I don't know if I'm going to go the full time just because it's a lot. It's late, but I did want to get it out today. Oh yeah, we're at the fucking playground the other day. I take my kids to the playground, and there's like a group of. They have to be like 12, 13-year-old girls, and they're hanging out, which is fine. But one of them, the entire time, was on her phone, like doing TikToks, like taking like selfie videos. I was like, dude, you are too young to be just on social media like the entire time, like not playing with her friends, like the entire time just on her fucking phone doing like TikTok dances. Like, I was like, oh my god, this is fucking nuts, dude. Like, this girl's parents need to and her parents are probably just as bad. You know what I mean? So it was fucking crazy. I'd never seen that shit in real life. It's like a kid that age, like obsessed. Obsessed. I got a giveaway. Back to Whatnot. I got a giveaway. I'm not gonna call out the person who I won the giveaway for, but it was this. If I got a giveaway like this and I was an actual customer. So they like the giveaway was like they sent me like a message. It was like, hey, you want a giveaway, and you have to like reply to this thing to get a $3 gift card to our store. I was like, you're giving away a $3 gift card? Like, this was a bigger seller too. I was like, that's fucking nuts. And then they sent me like a shitty little sticker in the mail. I was like, that is fucking bullshit. That's like when we do stickers, we do little sticker bundles. You get like cool ass fucking stickers, and then it's got like my sticker in there too. So you get like a whole little bundle of stickers. And if you get a giveaway, you get like a fucking actual gift card. Like, you don't get like a $3 credit to your fucking stupid store, like to buy your Amazon return pallet bullshit. So yeah, that's just my quick rant about like, giveaways. Resellers have gone completely overboard with the AI like logos. My logo is not AI. I got it. It was like right when AI started, and I there was an option for AI, like you could pay for AI, but I purposely paid for one that was not AI. And like when you see my picture in the in my logos, like I've got 2 or 3 different logos with my picture in it. I want to reuse my Choice Nugs Only logo because that logo is fire. It's like my face with sunglasses on and the podcast headphones, but the headphones are Nugs, and then my glasses are all rainbows and shit. It's such a sick logo. So I want to put that on a t-shirt eventually. And then I should have put that on a t-shirt for 420. That would have been a fucking awesome idea. What was I even talking about? Yeah, so when you look at my picture on my logo, like you'll be like, "Oh, that's the same guy." It's like it's the same guy. You could tell it's me from the picture. Like it looks like me because there's a graphic artist who did it. So I sent them a picture of me. I was like, "Hey," like whenever I did a logo, I would send them a picture of me like in the pose, and I would be like, "Hey, put this around me," or like, so for the logo for this podcast, I took a picture of myself just sitting at a table, like with a microphone in my hand, and like my wife took it for me. And then I was like, I want you, and I was like looking up. If you've seen the logo, if you watch the fucking show or whatever, and I just say like, I want me like looking at all this shit falling around me because it's a reseller podcast, and like they did it. You know what I mean? You could do that with AI now easily. But it never, like the pictures never look like the people. It's always like this cartoon version. Like I can't tell you how many hot girls I went into, like, oh, let me check out this hot girl selling some shit. And it's like an old fucking boomer, like who like it's out of control. It's really out of control. Like I can't tell you how many people like will post just an AI. It was like when boomers were using their avatar for everything on Facebook. It's like that level of like, it looks nothing like you. And then like, you know, it's shocking when you go into a show and you're like, oh, this is going to be like a young person. And then it's like not at all that. So yeah, I just think that the use of AI, like I love AI. I'm a big AI user. But I think that boomers have gone overboard. It's like the one thing they know how to do, and they know how to make yard sale ads, and they know how to make themselves look insane. It's the only things that they know how to use AI for. So, speaking of AI, it sounds like I'm going to be done with school after this semester. I am planning on finishing this semester, although I didn't turn in my last assignment because I couldn't even access the thing to do the assignment on. And the professor is like out of the country until like May 2nd. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you can't even answer your fucking, you're in the middle of a class. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, there's a time when they have vacation and spring break. So like, why are you on spring break now when, you know, there's assignments due? But I couldn't even get into it. Like, I tried on multiple different devices. Like, it just kept sending, I was supposed to be on Adobe InDesign, and it just kept sending me the link to fucking, it's like, here's the link to download. You click the link to download, and then it sends you the link to download again. So I just could not get it to work. I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter. I just need to, like, kind of pass, I think. I don't really need to, but it just, yeah. So it kind of sucks because I put in a lot of work and I was hoping to finish. But at the end of the day, it's just more stuff that, like, you know, it's taking time away from, like, other shit that I need to be doing, like this major competition. So, you know, I thought I was going to finish school at some point in my life, but I'm just not a school finisher. I'm okay with quitting stuff. You know, people always told you when you were younger, like, don't be a quitter. Like, you know, you started it, you finish it. But, like, it's a waste of time if you're going to do something you don't, if you already know, like, I know instantly if I'm going to like something or not. I spent a year getting my real estate license. You probably heard this story before. I don't know if I told this story or not, but I spent a year getting my real estate license before I became a reseller. And I did it one day, and I fucking hated it. I hated it. Like, hated it. And so I was like, instantly, I was like, I'm not going to waste my time, like, doing this. I know I'm not going to like it. I know I don't like it. I know I don't want to do it. So, you know, there's just no, like, point in doing it. So I quit, you know, not quit, but, like, yeah, I had a job that, like, I was working at. I was like, I don't know if this is for me, man. It was a friend of mine, so he wasn't really tripping. He was just like, all right, man, like, if you want to try it again, like, let me know. And so I'm if you're doing something that you don't want to do just because you don't want to quit it, that's insane. Just fucking quit it. You know what I mean? Like, your time is valuable. It's more valuable than, you know, what other people are going to think if you don't finish a thing. So, you know, this one, like, could I maybe get in there and do the hours? Like, maybe, but, like, I don't think I would be able to commit, like, you know what I mean? I'm already struggling to do the work. So, like, having to go in and do it in a class, and, like, it's not, you know, because we're going to have homework, and it's like, it's extra. It's just going to be extra everything. And I wanted to do everything online, and they told me I could. And then these fuckers, you know, switched the script. So, I could probably switch my major or something it's like, you know, I don't want to start fresh again and take a bunch of random classes. And, you know, I plan on being very busy after this competition. Like, you know, we're probably going to go from, like, 2,000 followers. We're about at 2,000 followers now. We'll probably be like 4,000 followers by the time the show even starts, just because of all the promo. And then after the show, you know, we could be up to like 15 to 20, depending on how it goes. If we win, even more. So, you know, we're going to be busy trying to keep up with these shows, and you know, I'm excited. Amy's been doing a lot more work on the whatnot stuff, so I think if we like, you know, made it successful enough, she would probably, you know, do a lot more of the work. Not that she's not doing work, but you know what I mean, like she would have more time to do more stuff, maybe even start selling herself. So not selling herself, but you know, selling stuff for herself. So anywho, let me see what else I got to talk about. I mean, I might as well just keep it going. Oh, I got road rage the other day. Ooh, it wasn't good. Not that it wasn't good. It wasn't like my worst, but like I haven't had I don't get road rage anymore. Like I used to when I was younger, but now I got kids in the car, and you know, I did actually have the kids in the car. And it was like a minor incident. But there's construction on the bridge outside my house, and so the right lane goes into the left. So like this truck pulled up next to me, and I could tell he was just doing it to like so he could shoot in front of me and like cut me off, and because his lane was going to end. For whatever reason, I was just like, no, buddy, you're not doing that. So like I started going, and like I was like, I don't like to like floor it, so I'm like, you know, but I could have definitely smoked him. So then I finally like he got in front of me, and I was like, all right, you won, whatever. But then this fucking asshole brake checks me, and like that's when I was like, okay. Like, I got my fucking kids in the car. Like, a little friendly race is like, whatever. You know what I mean? I stopped with plenty of time for him to get over before he smashed into the fucking shit. And so he brake checked me. So I was like, I was livid. I was looking for pennies to throw out my window at this dude's truck. Like, I was looking for whatever I could fucking find to throw at this dude's truck. And so we're driving, and I have to take a left. And so, like, they're going left, too. And I'm like, oh, this motherfucker. So they're taking a left, and they purposely, like, there's a car coming, but, like, they had so much time to go. Like, so much time to go. So they purposely are staying there, sitting there, so that I can't go. So I had room to go, like, next to them and shoot and take the turn. And there was more than enough time. There was, like, this car was, like, 3 miles down the road. Like, it was just, it was obnoxious. Like, he was just sitting there. So I just flipped, like I took the car and I just dipped like right on the inside of him and took off, and like yeah, then he turned in front of this car, and so he was behind me at this point, and I was like, yeah, and then I was just like done. After that I was like, all right, I win. I wasn't gonna brake check him, and I kind of like was like, all right, like I feel like he felt the brake check was coming, but I didn't do it. So I was like, all right, that's it, we're done. Like I just wanted to fucking let you know you were an asshole. And so then I was coming up, because this is when I was going to that yard sale initially, and so when I was the one with the crackheads, and so when I was pulling up there, he like flashed his high beams behind me, like that he was turning. It's like, you're gonna tell me where you live? Like, so now I know where this fucking person lives, because he's an idiot. It was like a dead end street, like fucking dummy. Not that I'm gonna do anything, but so then I like that, but it was like 2 streets down from where I went, so I was like, oh god, like I'm glad like this dude didn't like fucking try to follow me, because I have had people follow me for like road rage incidents, but like there was one time I didn't even engage in the person. I didn't even engage in road rage. I was just trying to get on the highway, and this dude was not going faster or slower. He was just kind of maintaining his speed. So I was like, all right, well, either I'm going to cause an accident or I have to fly past this guy, because this guy is like, so I flew past him, and then he like lost it. Followed me to Walmart. I wasn't going to Walmart, but I didn't want him to follow me home, so I went to Walmart, and like I was about to have a kid, so I was like, I'm not, you know, the old me would have fucking let this dude like have it. But he like followed me to Walmart, and I started walking. I got out, like I was waiting in the car, like trying to like, you know, pretend I was doing shit, and then I got out, and when I got out, he got out, and like he was kind of walking behind me, but he was talking under his breath. Like he wasn't even talking loud enough for me to hear him, but I could hear him like you know, all I could hear was like, oh, you fucking cut me off, I'll fucking like mumble into himself. So like the old me would have been like, what the fuck did you just say? Like, you know, because he probably would have, if I said anything, he probably would, you know what I mean? But like, so I walked into the store and I went and took a left, went down like an aisle. I saw him walk by and I went around that aisle and I just walked out and left. I had no reason to go to Walmart. I was just being a little pussy. But like the old me would have fucking, like, before kids were even in the picture, I would have probably like fucking cussed that guy out, and if he tried some shit, I would have kicked the shit out of him. Not that I'm like a fighter. I'm not like a big fighter, but I grew up like getting beat up and like, you know, street fights and shit like that. But so this guy, I probably could have taken him. But anyway, yeah, I'm not a big road rager. I'm not, you know. So that was like a, you know, I'm not proud of it, but it happened. It was happened during yard sales. So, yeah, I, you know, wasn't happy with my behavior. This is another one that was fucking crazy to me. My daughter's, so the Barbie song came on randomly, or I think maybe I put it on. I put on like old songs I think they might like, and that one, they, you know, they loved it because it's Barbie. I mean, they do say something about undress me everywhere, but like, you know, that's what you do to a Barbie. They don't think about it sexually. So anyway, I'm like, they're singing it, and I forget what I say to my wife, but she says something like, to the effect of like, oh, the Barbie song's like not from, or I said, you know, I was like, oh, this song's from the 90s. Like, she's like, the song's not from the 90s. I'm like, are you kidding? Like, yeah, yes it is. She's like, no, it's from the Barbie movie. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? It might have been in the Barbie movie, but this song is fucking like 30 years old now. Like, it's 97, 2007, 2007, yeah, almost 30 years old. It's from 1997. And, like the pictures on the screen, because it's Spotify. I'm like, look at this picture. Like, look at how they're dressed. She's like, well, maybe. Then she doubled down. She's like, maybe it was like Y2K. I was like, no, it's like it was the 90s, 100% the 90s. So I looked it up. It was 1997. But I was like, dude, I don't know how. I like, every once in a while, my wife will say, like, I mean, she's a couple years older than me, but every once in a while she'll say some shit that I'm just like, what? How? This song from like just a couple years? No, this is from the 90s, dude. This is this is a fucking old song. And then the other, like, I had a random thought because I was on the internet the other day. This happens to me a lot, and I don't know if this happens to you, but I'll be on the internet and like a video will be viral. Like, I specifically remember like the Hawk Tuah girl video, and this video went viral, and like the Hawk Tuah girl, and I remember thinking like, what, didn't we do this a couple years before this? Like, wasn't this a thing on the internet? Like, I will see videos and be like, I've seen this video like already, like years before this. And then like it happens all the time. I'm like, the internet is like a circle where it's just like, I'll see a video and it's like, is it just because the videos are so similar? But that happens to me a lot when I see a video. I'm like, dude, didn't we do this like a few years back? Like, is this not just getting recycled? And it'll be like a new video, and it's like, no, this is a brand new video. I don't, does anybody else? Does that ever happen to anybody else? Is that like a weird type of internet deja vu? Like, it's fucking weird. It happens to me all the time. Oh, this was a good one. So I was editing a video for Instagram. I was using edits, and I did a voiceover. So I'm trying to get better about doing videos, this, that, and the other. And you can add like AI captions where it like hears your voice and it adds the captions. And luckily I was looking at the captions as it was going, because I said at the end of the video, I say, you know, it was a nice little haul. And AI captions put it up as a nice little Holocaust. Like, I want to name the episode A Nice Little Holocaust, but I know there's no way I can do that. But yeah, I'm really glad that I fucking was like paying attention, because usually I just like, you know, I'm not really paying attention, but I was paying attention and I saw that it popped up as a nice little Holocaust. Yeah, that was, so I edited it to a nice little haul, but that was fucking, I can't believe it actually did it. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times they're like, they try to tiptoe around words like that, but they were just like, nope, that's the word you used. So that was pretty funny. Oh yeah, and then the sale. This is the last thing I have. Damn, I went through everything, and I had other stuff to talk about. Nice. And I just did, well, I didn't just do it last week. That's the good thing. I did it like last Wednesday. So that sale that I was at with all the t-shirts, like I brought them over and I told the lady how many I had. I should have told her less because I was trying to be honest, but she was a fucking cunt. And so she's like, I'd added everything up and I was telling her like this, and I didn't know that she had added it up too. So I was like, oh, let me just grab my calculator and figure out like, and she's like, well, because she told me, she's like, oh, this is 162 and then this was like whatever. And I thought that she was just taking what I had said. And I was like, oh, okay, let me just double check. And she was like, well, I'm an accountant. So I was like, all right, bitch, but like, you, even if you're an accountant, like you could be a crooked accountant, like, it's a lot of stuff. I want to make sure the math was right either on my end as well, like, and I mean, I didn't get shitty with her, but like it was just kind of one of those comments. It was such a cunty comment, and she said it with a lisp too, so it was just like, she's like, actually I was an accountant. I was like, bitch, you can't flex on anybody with a lisp. I'm sorry if you have a lisp. I kind of have a lisp, and the zins don't help. But like this lady had one of these type of lisps, and she was trying to talk shit. Like, I'm an accountant. I would know. Like, first of all, how would I know that? You know what I mean? I don't know you. I don't know what the fuck you do. Like, I make money in my fucking pajamas. Like, what the fuck have you done? You fucking have to put on a stupid pantsuit looking like fucking Hillary Clinton with a lisp and going into an office where you fucking hate everybody. Like, fuck you. So yeah, that really pissed me off. This fucking cunty bitch. And they weren't like really making any good deals. They were kind of being fucking stingy with their deals. So, but yeah, that comment was just like, oh, I'm an accountant. Like, I don't fucking know. How the fuck do I know? So anyway, that's the podcast. Thank you guys very much for listening. If you like the show, make sure you subscribe, tell your friends, and, make sure you leave a review. Follow me on eBay, Flips and Giggles, Perry Flips on Instagram with a Z. And then make sure if you are not signed up for Whatnot, hit me up. I can get you $15 to spend on your first show. Oh no, my video recording stopped. Well, that's annoying. We're almost done anyway, but yeah, I can get you $15 to spend on the show. So hit me up. And then, if you are on Whatnot, go bookmark our May 18th show, for our next 6-figure seller raid train. Make sure it's the right one, the May 18th one. Again, it's a huge opportunity. So, we appreciate all the support that we can get. And, if you're trying to get into my reseller genie, use my promo code GIGGLES. It will get you 15% off their bookkeeping software, 15% off of the bookkeeping course too. So make sure you take advantage of that if you need to level up your bookkeeping. I'll be back next week with another show, give you guys an update on where we're at with this competition. And yeah, I'll be back next week. And this should be out today, so I'm hoping to get this out today, Wednesday. So thanks. Thank you guys. Bye.